Hey guys, it's Mrs. C here. Sorry this is so late, but I came home with a sick kiddo today and have been busy taking care of him and realized that I hadn't done this. So I'm going to try to do this really quickly because it is almost midnight. All right, so we started off with geography like I normally do for week 19 here. And week 19 geography is super fun. So we had Mesoamerica, and basically what I did is I tied each of our cities into, or locations into, food to help them remember. So we went to Mexico City and ate Mexican food, and then we went to Lake Texcoco and drank some hot cocoa. Then we were so full from our Mexican food and our hot cocoa, we said Oaxaca, Oaxaca, I'm so full. So that was Mexican food in Mexico City. Then we had cocoa at Lake Texcoco, and then Oaxaca. We were so full. And then we were full, but then we got really hungry again. So we went over and we ate pancakes in Maya Pan. So we had Maya Pan pancakes. And then we finished it off by having chicken pizza in Chichen Itza. So that's kind of what I did today to make it fun. Then I asked the kids, like, where did we eat Chichen Itza? Or where did we eat chicken pizza? And they would say Chichen Itza. So I would, going back if I was doing this, I would leave Oaxaca for last so that you can eat all your stuff first and then say, Oaxaca, I'm so full. But that's how I did it. I kind of just went in order. I like to start from one side of the map and move around. So I have been going in and pre-labeling all my maps. I hadn't been doing that, and that has been really helpful, especially for these where they're kind of close and tiny. So if you haven't done that, maybe try that and see if that helps. Then we're going to move on to math. We are adding the area of a circle. So if you've not heard the geometry song, I'll sing it very quickly, but you can look it up on YouTube. Just look up geometry song. And I think if you even look up classical conversations with that, it'll give you the specific one that I've been using. But it says the area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a square equals length of its side squared, side squared. The area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. The area of a circle equals pi times the radius squared. So that's what we added today. So we added the area of a circle equals pi times the radius squared. Since I have the littles and none of them are doing memory master, I'm not forcing them to say 3.14, but in the song at least, but we did go over that pi is 3.14 and we said that a few times. So if you have older kids, you might have them like add that in kind of like we do side squared. You might have them say 3.14 or something there so that they remember that pi is 3.14, because for memory master, even though it's in parentheses, you do need to say that. All right, so that's math. For Latin, we did hot potato again. We passed around a little balloon that I inflated, and we just sang through our song and went around and did that a few times. I think we sang it through 3 times, so and just played hot potato. And if you ended up with the potato at the end, you had to do jumping jacks, and we just picked a number like 1 to 5 of how many jumping jacks you had to do. For helping verbs, we finished our song. So I don't have my whole list here. I'll have to go back through and read them because I don't have them all memorized yet. But so we have the beginning of our song says, helping verbs, help another verb assert an action, being, or existence. Helping verbs make lots of sense. Helping verbs are do, does, did, has, have, had, may, must, might, should, could, would, will, shall, can. Helping verbs can lend a hand. So there was another song originally that I guess they had put helping verbs and linking verbs all together, and I don't think they separated them. And so that's why I had to add in the end part, because there used to be more verbs, but now there's not. So helping verbs can lend a hand is what we sang at the end. So that was English. History, Vienna Sausage. Whoever on Facebook said it sounded like Vienna sausages, you've ruined it for me. That's all I hear now. But we danced again because my kids and my mom's really liked that last week, and it's just kind of fun to dance to. And every time we said Anasazi, we had to kind of jump in the air. Some of the girls and little girls and I were dancing in a circle, so we would kind of like bring our circle in and jump and then bring it back out. But you can dance one-on-one with the kids, or you can have them pair up, or you can have, if you have enough parents, you can have them pair up with the parents. The littles like to be included if you have littles in your class too. So it was fun. We listened to it several times, and that was a fun song. That's all we did for that one today. For science was my favorite. So I'll tell you my idea that I didn't get to execute for science. So I used the song from Finding Nemo, because any excuse to incorporate Disney I'm all for. But I was going to, we brought beach towels for orchestra today, and I was going to use my beach towel and pretend like I was Mr. Ray and have them all get under me and try to stay under me. We have a gym that we can use, and I was going to try to go up and let them stay under me like they do Mr. Ray, but that didn't happen. So if you've never seen Finding Nemo, or you're like, what is she talking about in Finding Nemo? Mr. Ray is the big stingray that is the school teacher, and he sings a song about the ocean zones. So the song goes, let's name the zones, the zones, the zones. Let's name the zones. And he says open sea, but I said ocean sea just because we want to say ocean in there. Of the ocean sea, there's epipelagic, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic. All the rest are too deep for you and me to see. If you look up Mr. Ray on Finding Nemo, Mr. Ray on YouTube, it will have a clip, and it actually, someone has like recorded it, I think like off their TV with the subtitles on, and you can hear the words. There's a little bit of extra talking in there, but if you want to try to learn it, but I'll sing it one more time. It says, let's name the zones, the zones, the zones. Let's name the zones of the ocean sea. There's epipelagic, mesopelagic, bathypelagic, abyssopelagic. All the rest are too deep for you and me to see. So there you go. Thank you, Disney. Is that everything except for timeline? Yep, that's everything except for timeline. So for timeline this week, we're starting with Lincoln's War. So we're going to make an L and war. So Lincoln's War, between the states, reconstruction. So you're just acting like you're building. So you're putting one hand on top of the other. Reconstruction of, and you're going to bring it down. It's the southern states, okay? Dominion of Canada, you just make the sign for Canada, which is where you kind of grab your shirt and pull it. I have no idea why that's the sign for Canada. But Dominion of Canada. And then Otto von Bismarck unifies Germany. You're going to bring your fingers together. You can do your middle fingers or your pointers, either way. Unifies Germany. So for Germany, you're going to have flat hands, and you're going to turn them towards you, and your right hand goes on the bottom, your left hand goes on top. Sorry, my battery's almost dying. And you're going to spread your fingers, and you're going to wiggle them. And this is for the eagle that is on Germany's flag. So, okay, so we have Otto von Bismarck unifies Germany. And then we have Boer. So we're going to make a B for Boer. Wars in Africa. The Spanish-American War is said really fast, so instead of trying to sign Spanish and America, we're just going to do an S and an A, so Spanish-American War. And the progressive era is the progressive era, so you're just moving your hands forward like you're progressing, okay? So that was all really fast orchestra this week. It was a comedy of errors today, but ended up me leading it for the entire group, which actually worked out really well. We're blessed to have a gym that we can meet in. So one of the other tutors had an excellent idea of having the kids bring a beach towel, which was like their space, and they had to stay on their beach towel, which is very helpful for my littles. So we all brought beach towels and went upstairs, and I talked to them a little bit about how, you know, they don't turn on the radio and hear orchestral music. They don't hear Baroque or classical music really when they turn on the radio, but it's actually not Baroque so much, but classical style music is around them a lot. And so I played the theme from Star Wars, which is, you know, symphony, and we talked about different instruments we heard there. Then I also played the intro to The Little Mermaid, because again, Disney. But I played that because in that intro, you can hear a lot of different instruments. It's sometimes harder to hear in the big symphonies. You can hear a lot of woodwinds in there. There's also the chance to talk about that they do use some vocals, and that sometimes you can add vocals in with an orchestra. If you listen all the way in, there's the into the big buildup, there's a huge, percussion. So there's not really percussion beforehand, and then there is at the middle. So it's kind of fun to, have them raise their hands when they finally hear the percussion. But I like that one because you can hear the woodwinds really well. And then we also listened to the Legend of Zelda music, not because I'm like a huge video gamer, but because we have some of the older kids, the older boys and girls love video games, and I wanted to point out to them that video games too even have a lot of orchestral music behind them. So we talked about that. That only took a few minutes, and then we listened to all of our pieces. So anyway, just throwing that out for you guys. Beach towel is an excellent idea if you're kind of worried about keeping your little still. So anyway, I hope you guys have an awesome week that is not full of sickness like ours is. But I will be gone next week because next week is our spring break. So if you guys are on spring break, have a great off week. If you're not, hopefully you'll have spring break soon and we can catch up together. So, all right, guys, I am going to go to bed. I'll talk to you later. Bye.